Hello, everyone, and welcome to another podcast. Let us agree to disagree. We have a lot going on right now, don't we? We have a lot going on. We're getting ready to put another liar in the White House in 2024. We having what they saying a pending recession going on. We're getting a few liars getting into position so they can get paid to lie to you even more. We have, this cryptocurrency situation happening right now. We don't know what to do. We just have a bunch of people that have money telling you what to do with your money, but they're not telling people without money what to do. Because when you see the YouTube, they're usually saying, I moved my investments, I've moved all my this, and I've done this, and I've done that. But everybody that's looking at you doesn't have that. So what do? You understand what I'm saying? What does the person that's paycheck to paycheck do? What do we do? What happened? What happens? Where are we? We are now seeing more and more of the government lying to us to our face. There's a poll that's saying now we don't trust them, but it's funny how we don't trust them, but we still fight each other. We're getting more videos with, men versus women. We're getting more and more of, chaos, the chaos that we're usually used to. And we're thinking that there will be some calm and peace as we are in this chaos. Well, everybody, if we get together, we can solve a majority of these situations. One person's not going to fix this. One person that stands in front of you or gives you all the information you need does not fix this situation. Once we put our minds together, once we can sit down and start going through these differences. See, the personal things that we have, the therapy we need and things like that can be taken care of. But what we need to get together on is our families living better and we doing better for ourselves. Now, there's a lot, getting ready to come down the pipe. And I want to say this to you, pivot, don't panic. Okay, pivot, don't panic. I don't like to see when they're, go buy this. There's a shortage of that. Oh, my goodness. No. I'll go back to 2020. Everybody went crazy. Guess what, y'all? We're still here. Guess what, y'all? We're still going to the grocery store. We'll talk about that. Guess what, y'all? We're still going to work. We must pivot, not panic. Okay? Because every time we looking at they're not, even the people that's giving us information is not telling us everything because they don't know everything. So they're trying to tell you from what they have now. What we need to do, everyone, is get together so we can figure this out. No matter what they do. Understand this, y'all. When there's enough finances and you are where you need to be, guess what happens? You're not worried about all this other stuff. You're not. So what? I don't care who the president is. Make sure we know where our taxes are. Let's keep moving. When you're together. Because apart, it's not working. Okay? All right. Now, as we talk about the leadership of this country, as we talk about leadership and how we don't trust leadership, we're looking at, I was listening this morning, they're talking about another showdown with Grandpa Biden and Grandpa Trump. That's not good. That's probably from the higher ups that's making sure that digital is everywhere. So I don't want to talk about that because we have no choice in that. I don't care how you vote. I don't care what you do. Whoever they want to get in there and do the agenda, that's who they're going to get. This men versus women thing that we have going on, we need to cut this mess out. Because guess what's happening? It's a majority of black people. You don't hear no white women up there talking about, our men are no good and they're not doing what they're supposed to. And all. Have you noticed that? Have you been looking at that? And I'm not talking about the Caucasian women. Please excuse me for saying, white. A lot of times at my job, I hear, somebody say black guy. And when they say the black guy, I'm sitting here like, you black, bro. But that's the confusion with, different, how people, see themselves, the group of people they deal with and things like that. So you'll have a black person say, I was talking to the black guy. So, get back on point, subject here. This men versus women thing needs to stop. It's a lot of times the only way it started is by, younger people trying to do this new thing, which is not really new. If you need to know, it's not really new. It's old, it started in the 90s and is bringing its way back. I said this before when this mess started. I said this with Oprah and Ricky Lake and Oprah Winfrey, when they had the women jumping on the men and fighting the men. And then we go to Me Too. Now, we haven't heard from Me Too unless when it comes to money. But guess what now? On this lower level, guess what's happening? Now the women are saying, the man is this, and then the man saying, well, you don't really understand, and then the women saying you don't really understand. And what's happening is we have money involved. But then as we get into it, we see like we were talking about many times before, how the government made sure that the women were more, financially set, and then the men weren't. So then the men, come on now, y'all. Do we see this? Are we looking at this? Are we paying attention to this? Because regardless of whether you with it or not, as long as you give it attention, as long as you keep talking about it. Now, I could say it here, but you don't see my face, and I'm not getting guests on, and we're not going back and forth about what a man don't understand and what a woman does not understand. Please understand this, y'all. The only reason you're giving it attention is because guess what? We're staying away from the unity. We're staying away from our lives getting better. Now, you got to understand something, y'all. And I said this to y'all before. I said that as long as you have money, you're not worried about the same things that people that don't have money are worried about. You understand what I'm saying? I wanted to pause this so you could get an understanding and think about it for a minute. If they have money, what do you think happens? They're not worried about anything. Do you know that people that have money not worried about this man-woman thing? Do you know why? Because they are making sure that everything is in position and everything needs to be done. You understand what I'm saying? You get women, I don't need a man, or you get a man, I don't need a woman. Come on now. And then we start the conversation. Y'all, let's get away from this man versus woman, or let's say black man versus black woman, because we sure don't see no other nationalities doing this, do we? Let me move on. I'm not going to stay on that. We just need to cut that mess out and move on, y'all. Get to the business at hand. All right. Our current financial situation, and you do know, because everybody's hearing this Fed now, and everything like that, and it's supposed to eventually take over Zelle and Cash App and them, because it works quicker, which is all by what's that word I'm looking for? It's all by let's say a scheme. I'm calling it a scheme until I get this other word, strategy. It's all by strategy, y'all. It's all by strategy. By strategy, I mean, this happens, and then that happens, and then that happens, and then this happens. It's all by strategy. So when we get into the strategy, guess what happens? When they say when this is going to, either June or July, the Fed now kicks in. So when that comes out to be better than everything that you're messing with, what happens? Then everybody goes with it. Then we're going to get into like The people were saying this. I heard this way before we are where we are now. Digital currency. How long have you been hearing that the American dollar is worthless? I'm just asking this question. How many years have you been hearing the United States is going to fall because they have the same setup as Rome? How many years, y'all, have you been hearing that the American dollar has no value? I'm talking from every expert that you've heard from, that come from whoever, even the ones from overseas. The American dollar. Come on now. Our current financial situation is where we need to pivot and not panic. Pivot, not panic, y'all. Listen to me now. Pivot, don't panic. We're going to be all right. It's going to work out. We are still here. Everything has come our way and we're still standing. Aren't we? Don't panic. Don't listen. Listen to some of what they're saying, but don't listen to everything they're saying because all it's doing is making you panic because you don't know and you are unsure. When 2020 hit, and I was sent home, where we had unemployment. Send me home, we get unemployment. Whatever, dog. We always make it through. Do not stress, y'all. Do not be afraid of what's coming, y'all. Stop listening to these people. It's going to be far worse. Oh my God, it's catastrophic. And we're getting ready to hear again. If you haven't heard it yet, this is about to be the most important election in the blah, blah. Shut up. It's time out for this mess, y'all. It's time out for this. We've been here long enough. Us older people need to tell these younger people, hey, calm down. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything's going to work out. If they need to change something, give them some advice. But right now, this is all by strategy. Nothing but strategy, okay? It's by strategy. The Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina, Mark Ronson, has just announced he's running for governor of North Carolina. This is a black man. I'm pretty sure everybody, keeps their eye on North Carolina for some reason. I don't know why. And as you know, he's a black man and he's a Republican. And he has, when they brought up all the people that are behind him, you saw that they were Caucasian. It makes no sense for a black man to be a Republican unless they're using you to push the agenda. He's all in. He's already said with his mouth, there is no racism in America. So he's black by skin color, but he's an agenda. He's only there to see how many black people he's going to get to join the winning team with him to win this election. If we don't know about Republicans by now, I don't need to sit here and keep talking and going on and on. You see them in whatever state you're living in. You see what they're doing. You see how they are, what their agenda is. And it's crazy. It kills me, the confusion, how they are Christian on one hand and then they are, your worst enemy on the other. The things that they go for, the things that, how they see things, how they jump from topic to topic. And, 1 minute abortion, they are the most holy of saints. But then when it comes to, gerrymandering, they are the kings. Trying to keep the poor in the poor area and make sure that the rich are, living better. Always trying to cut taxes You know what I'm saying? For businesses. So understand this and watch this race closely. I want y'all to get a better understanding of how dirty these people are. We have to stop getting along with these lies, y'all. We have to stop standing around the water cooler and discussing these lies. We need to stop standing around the water cooler and stop talking about, you know what I'm saying, how we're going to fix this with the enemy. Everybody's not for you. Everybody does not want you to succeed. As black people, we cannot talk to everybody about a remedy for our situation. We can't. Y'all, we sitting here and we're doing the best that we can to figure all this out. And do you know every time we think we got it, they change the game? But this is my life, and my life is not a game. That's why I don't play politics. I want to try my best to get people to stop believing in these liars. That's why you hear me say I'm not, really supportive of the NAACP when it comes to, our issues, because they are very heavy on voting, and voting does not work. If it worked, y'all, we would not be where we are right now. So don't talk to me about voting. And people still believe in it. People are still going to, in 2024, they think that they are going to go in and do this, and they're going to change what's going on. This does not change until people start saying, somebody's lying to me. Something's not adding up. And what is it? Please make this make sense. Because when you sit down and really think about it, it's not going to make sense. It's just not. You going to church all the time, eventually that's not going to make sense. Because your situation is not changing. It's not getting better. We have to get to the point, y'all, somebody's lying to me and I want to know what the truth is. Somebody is lying to me and I want the truth. And when you start doing that, you stop participating with liars. I'm getting ready to close this out, y'all, but I wanted to say something to you that you may not have been thinking about. Some people probably have. And it hit me because when I was in church, I knew about this. As we talk about, retirement, and we talk about, getting money, people haven't saved enough, for when they retire. So they're going to try to make them work to 67 or after me, 70, stuff like that, because they're not going to have enough money and all that. Please. Social Security, oh my God. Man, please stop believing these people when they talking about there's not going to be enough money by the time, 2050 or whatever they keep saying. The numbers change all the time and all this other stuff. Now, this is something that I do remember, like I said, when I was in church, in 501c3 churches, whatever money you put in the envelope, you get your statement to put back, when you do your taxes, and all that money comes back to you tax-free. Now, right now, I don't think that has changed. I'm not sure, but as long as there's a 501c3 ministry, the money that you put into that ministry, you get that money back at the end of the year. Whatever donation, whether it be your tithes, whether it be the building fund, whatever it be, you will get that money back. So young people, find you a 501c3 and start putting your money to the side. Start putting that money in, and at the end of the year, I'll talk to my daughter about this first. Put that money in. Now, I said whatever you can. Start with 100, maybe 2, maybe 3. and you start putting that into that ministry at the beginning of the year faithfully, because guess what? That money's going to come back to you. And then you can say, ooh, don't blow it. I can make an investment in toilet paper. I can make an investment in, you understand what I'm saying? We have to start thinking like this, y'all. We have to start thinking like this. Use that, you understand, that 501c3 that church has. Put your money in every month. And at the end of the year, you're going to get your statement. And when you do your income tax return, guess what happens? Boom. You get that money back. Yeah, I don't know how that works in states that don't have income tax return. I don't know. But for the ones that do, still do, even though they're talking about getting rid of it, which I'm pretty sure you still, it'll work somewhere to your good, especially because especially since like I said, it's a, tax exempt situation with the church that you're putting the money into. Start at the beginning of the year, or even if you want to start now, because we almost 6 months, we're not even 6 months in. You might want to start now. Do 6 months at first, and then, young people, and even people that's thinking about that, that you're going to do retirement, because I'm telling you, that's what I'm going to do in the beginning of 2024. And I'm still thinking about, I might start doing it now. I'm not sure. You need to start putting that money to the side. That is a way for you to save money. But like I said, you start working at 18. Remember now, they telling you how long you can do so much more. Start putting that money in the church that your mom or your dad, mom and dad, whichever the case, have you going to, and telling you that you need to be in church. Understand this. Use that. Now, every church is not 501c3. Okay, so that's why I say find you a 501c3 church and put that money in that envelope faithfully with all your information on it, and they will make sure. Even, hey, as I do mine, hey, just email me your statement, and then you go understand this, y'all. And this is what I say, and this is why I'm saying, I was thinking, I'm like, boom, a G. You do a G a month, guess what happens? That's $12,000. You start small, $100,000 a month. What is that? $1,200. Come on, y'all. We have to come up with different ways. You understand what I'm saying? To get increase. And what do we always say? What we hear? God gives us the wisdom and the knowledge, right? I even said when I don't know if I said this. I said this one time before. I don't know if I said it on here, but they were talking about I didn't even know, because you get a lot of YouTube channels, and they were saying different ways to get income, and they were talking about cleaning out trash cans. Come on, man, what? And the money you can make from doing that. Why? Because that keeps the animals from trying to get into your trash can when your trash can's clean. I said, no way. You understand what I'm saying? That's not even an expensive startup for that. We have to begin, older people, talking to our young people and telling them different ways, especially because they're going to get a job if they don't go to college. So then they need to start thinking. We have to begin to start telling our young people. That's why, as I said before, we have to start going and getting them in high school. They have to begin to start, and I'm not talking about the ones that, I'm going to college. Okay, all right, then college is not for everyone. Thank God my daughter, my oldest daughter, she's graduated college. She's doing very well for herself. And my baby girl, she's getting ready to graduate May 12th. We have to get to the point, y'all. We're telling them young. They didn't tell me young, y'all. They didn't tell me young. Everybody doesn't have family members that are entrepreneurs or family members. So a lot of times everybody just works. And that's all you do is just work. Y'all, we have to get to the point, y'all. We got to start telling them about these people that are lying to them all the time. We got to tell them this is what you need to start doing with this money that you're getting so it can serve you better. Instead of this billionaire making these billions off of you every year, what you going to do? So you going to have the money you getting, you going to have to flip it and make it work for you. So as I said, y'all, put that money, tell these young people, even the people right now, I'm 52. My plan is to retire at 62. 401k probably won't cover everything. Now, I know I see what Social Security going to pay me, and I see what's going on and everything. Understand this, y'all. When I get up out the game, I'm going to get up out the game. I'm not going to come back. Everybody, older people, we got to start telling these young people what's really going on. We send them to school, they're learning the lies, but are we not telling them the truth? My daughter goes to church, but she's still from me. As long as she's in this house, she's going to find out the truth. It's our responsibility as our children's leadership, as the people in our village leadership, as an elder, to give them the best information. Come on, man. This is what we're supposed to be doing. They can be hard-headed as they want, but I'm going to give you the correct information. And once you go and find out, oh, he was telling the truth, they're going to come back. And you start pouring and giving them the information they need. My goodness, y'all. My goodness. Our young people, all they knowing is this mess that's going on now, loving hip-hop. They need better information, y'all. They need some better information. Y'all, thank you for joining me. And as I always say, we have to fight the indoctrination. We got to do better for our future, y'all, for these young people. Because right now, all they know is lies. They going to church, they going to school, they know lies. That's it. They getting indoctrinated. And we got to give them the truth. And give them proof of the truth. That's the key. Everybody, thank y'all for joining me. And remember, y'all, let us agree to disagree.
Should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Why should my heart feel lonely and long for heaven and home? When Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is He. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches over me. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. and I know He watches me. He watches me. His eyes on the sparrow, and I know He watches. I know He watches.
For the
When I was 14, God gave me a dream. An angel came and told me I was created to sing, and the gift that I would carry and all the joy it could bring. But honestly it scared me, but I said yes and believed. And I knew I needed to leave, 'cause I was a big fish in a small pond who needed the sea. So many nights I suffocated 'cause I couldn't breathe. No, it ain't easy being pregnant with the purpose so much bigger than me. Wade in the water, I'm waiting for my water to break. Waves in the water, God's gonna show up and shake. Wade in the water, don't know how much more I can take. Waves underwater, God's gotta show up and shake. Trying to turn doubters into believers, removing the blinders so they can see you. It's all a part of the plan. Sometimes they won't understand you. May have to walk on your own, just know you're never alone. Every dreamer has been slept on. Sometimes you need them to prove them wrong, 'cause pain and delivery gives birth to a destiny. So wait in the water and wait for my water to break. Waves in the water, God's gotta show up and shake. Wade in the water, don't know how much more I can take. Waves underwater, God's gotta show up and shake. Trying to turn doubters into believers, removing the blinders so they can see you. It's all a part of the plan. Sometimes they won't understand you. May have to walk on your own, just know you're never alone. Every dreamer has been slept on. Sometimes you need them to prove them wrong, 'cause pain and delivery gives birth to a destiny. He is holy and reigns with splendor. Our God, Yahweh, sovereign King, full of wonder. Our God, Yahweh, we say, Yahweh, 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 be praised, Yahweh, 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 be praised, Yahweh, Yahweh. His matchless power, infinite wisdom. Our God, Yahweh, none can describe him nor compare to him. Our God, Yahweh, we say, Yahweh, 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 be praised, Yahweh, from the rising of the sun to the setting down of the sun. Be praised, Yahweh. Yours is the kingdom, yours is the power. Oh,